Part 1. The Basics of Stoic Philosophy. To understand how Stoic wisdom can help in the fight against pornography and masturbation, let's first understand the basics of Stoicism. Stoicism is a philosophy that originated in ancient Greece that teaches us how to manage our emotions and desires. The main principles of Stoicism are that we cannot control external circumstances, but we can control our reaction to them. Stoics believe that desires can be a source of suffering. When we give in to them, we lose control and our freedom. For example, when a person is faced with the temptation of pornography, they may feel a strong desire that clouds their mind. The Stoics teach us to be aware of these desires and not to let them rule our lives. In addition, the Stoics encourage us to introspect. Ask yourself the questions: why am I experiencing this desire? How does it affect my life? Recognizing the reasons for your actions is the first step toward change. Reflecting on your actions will help you realize that pornography and masturbation do not bring long-term happiness, but only temporary satisfaction. The next step is to take responsibility for your actions. Stoics believe that we create our own destiny. If you realize that pornography is a bad habit, you are already halfway to change. Each of us can choose how we respond to our desires. Remember, you are the master of your life. Part 2. Recognizing and accepting your impulses. Now let's move on to the second part. Realizing and accepting your impulses. Often we are ashamed of our desires, especially when it comes to pornography and masturbation. But it's important to realize that it's okay to experience these feelings. Stoics teach us to accept our emotions and desires without judgment. The first step is awareness. When you feel a desire, there is no need to suppress it. Recognize it. Ask yourself, why do I want this now? What is motivating me to do this? Recognizing your impulses will help you better understand yourself and your needs. The next step is acceptance. Accept your feelings without shame or guilt. You are not alone in your desires, and that does not make you a bad person. It is important to realize that your desires do not define you. Stoics teach us to separate our emotions and actions. You may feel a desire, but that doesn't mean you are obligated to give in to it. It's also helpful to remember control. You have the power to choose how to respond to your impulses. Instead of acting on automatic, stop and think. Try to shift your attention to something else that brings you joy and fulfillment. It could be sports, reading, or socializing with loved ones. Remember that every time you consciously choose how to respond to your desires, you strengthen your will and control over your life. Part 3. Creating a new mindset and practices. In Part 3 of our video, we'll talk about creating a new mindset and practices. How can you put Stoic wisdom into practice to deal with pornography and masturbation? Let's break down a few effective techniques. The first is setting clear goals. Determine what you want to accomplish. For example, maybe you want to reduce the time you spend watching pornography or get rid of the habit completely. Write down your goals and remind yourself of them regularly. The second is to practice self-discipline. The Stoics believed in the power of habit and self-control. Start with small steps. For example, if you feel the urge, try staying out for 10 minutes. During that time, find an activity to distract you, and you'll see the urge subside. Third, change habits. Find alternative activities that will bring you joy and fulfillment. It can be sports, hobbies, or socializing with friends. Fill your life with positive habits to reduce temptation. Fourth is a supportive environment. Socializing with people who share your goals can be very helpful. Seek out support groups or simply share your successes with friends. This will help you stay on track and motivate yourself. Finally, do regular self-reflection. Ask yourself questions about how you handle temptation. This will help you recognize your strengths and weaknesses and adjust your actions. Finally, do regular self-examination. Ask yourself questions about how you deal with temptation. This will help you recognize your strengths and weaknesses and adjust your actions. Conclusion. Dear friends, we have come to the end of our video. Today we have discussed how the wisdom of the Stoics can help us deal with problems related to pornography and masturbation. We explored the basics of Stoicism, learned how to recognize and accept our impulses, and looked at practical techniques for changing our thinking and habits. Remember that controlling your urges is a process that takes time and effort, but with each step you will become stronger and freer. I hope you found this information helpful and inspiring. Don't forget to share your thoughts and successes in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.